Welcome, everyone, to Talking with Tom and Jim. I'm your host, Jeff Greenwald. Next to me is Matthew Rose, who is an actor and a producer and a writer and the craziest man ever. I will stake my reputation, what little there is of it, by saying the craziest prop ever. And we're here talking with Tom and Jim. Jim Goldrup, Tom Goldrup. They are actors, they're film historians, they're writers, they're world travelers.
World travelers.
They what?
Yeah, world travelers. Yeah.
Oh, you're just agreeing with me. I thought we'd get something new. Oh yes, at one time, we. So, and they've written 4 books on the golden age of Hollywood, and tonight I'm going to focus on that. Go ahead.
Jeff believes all this stuff that we've told him that we've done. He believes we're actors. We believe he's been around the world. He believes that we've written books, but we won't tell him. No.
It's fun to fool people.
Yeah.
1, I've read your books. 2, I've traveled the world with Tom, so I know at least that's true. And 3, I don't remember the third thing. So, I've seen you in lots of things. I've seen you act. I've worked with you. So, yeah, nice try.
That's no problem.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I confess.
Yeah.
You confess.
I confess.
Tom confesses. Tonight we're going to talk about a film from 1945 called The Lady Confesses.
That's the year I was born.
Yeah,
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
He's
Guy
telling,
Fawkes Day.
he's telling how old he is.
So,
Oh, young man.
wait, you weren't 1945?
He was born in
Yeah.
1945.
3 years after he was.
Don't tell him my age.
I was just remembering Back to the Future's on your 10th birthday then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When Marty goes back, it's on his 10th birthday.
Yeah. I like to see that.
So now everyone at home can steal your identity. They know one thing. They know your birthday.
So I expect a lot of birthday cards.
There you go. That's how we should look at it. So we're going to talk about the 1945 film The Lady Confesses, which when you well, we'll talk about it, which you guys talked to me about because you were about to watch it when we saw each other in person, which unfortunately doesn't happen often, but you guys when we met in person, we were talking about some stuff, and you said, we're going to go home tonight and watch The Lady Confesses. And the reason why you brought it up to me because it stars Mary Beth Hughes. So, yeah, I can't make a heart with my hands. Anyway, so thank you. Matthew's doing it.
Ward Cleaver is in it.
And Ward Cleaver's in there.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, so
It's before this story takes place about Ward Cleaver before he met June.
right.
The prequel.
Yeah, Hugh Beaumont. Hugh Beaumont's the other star. Is the other star?
The other star. Don't ruin Leave It to Beaver for everybody. I will say that what they just said, for anyone who makes this film, you understand that what they just said is hilarious because Hugh Beaumont's character in this film is about as opposite of Ward Cleaver as you could possibly get.
But Mary Beth Hughes spends the whole movie trying. She plays a detective because Hugh Beaumont is high on the suspect list of being a murderer, and she tries all throughout the whole movie, and it's kind of like Black Angel in that sense.
Black Angel, 1946, I believe. I could be wrong. Is a superior film in every way. So I want to start with the positives of this. I was trying to make a list of First of all, it's an era I love. It's a film style I love. So black and white, 1940s, 1950s, film noir, murder mystery, suspense. Obviously Hugh Beaumont's in it. He's really good in it. I don't fault the acting at all. I actually loved the acting in the film. And then, of course, Mary Beth Hughes is in it. I'd like to think that one time before she passed away, this 90-year-old woman was in a grocery store and this 5-year-old kid was running around, and I was in the same room with her. But I doubt that ever happened. But Mary Beth Hughes and Hugh Beaumont are in the film, and a lot of it takes place in this, like, you know, nightclub, and you've got like the crime mystery and the lounge singer and everything, and so it had all the elements for a film that I would really love. So I was very excited to see this movie.
I enjoyed it. It also has Edmund McDonald in there.
Oh, that's right.
He's an actor. A lot of people probably don't know who he is, but and I don't know anything about him outside of movies I've seen him in. But he's kind of the prime suspect. I mean, he does things that, you know.
Is he the owner of the club?
Yeah. He's the Peter Lorre from Black Angel.
Please stop comparing these films. So what I was going to say is that, but that's cool. Good to know. I didn't know any of the other actors in it. But they were all very good. I actually thought the acting in it was very, very good. So it had all the elements for something I would love, and failed at every single turn. That was my opinion. I was trying to think today when I decided I had to come and get this off my chest and relieve my soul of this film. I was trying to think of a film that did this as much, where it misses every single. It's like it's almost there, and if you just tweaked it a little bit, it would be really great. But at every opportunity, it was as if the writer said, how can I make this worse? Wait a minute. We need to not make this good. How do I turn and not make this good? As if he inherited a script that was good, and someone said, make this as bad as possible. And that the film that came to mind, and Matthew knows this one, is Teenage Thunder. You knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yep.
Where it's like they were trying to do Rebel Without a Cause, and they had almost all of it, but at every single turn, they were like, nope, let's make the worst decision possible.
Right.
Oh, yep, no, we got to make the worst decision possible. And that's what I felt like with The Lady Confesses. And I'll bring up a good example. So when we were talking before I had seen the film, you said, or Jim started to spoil something. I don't know what it was, because I can't imagine anything in this movie being like spoiled or something. But Tom, you said, shh, Jim, don't tell him. He's like, Jim, and said Jim was about to reveal the twist. What twist? There is no twist.
The twist that he was about to reveal was who was the murderer.
Okay. So who the murderer is, so I'm looking for the twist, right? Who the murderer is the most obvious solution in the entire, like, out of everybody. You watch it, so I saw it, and I'm like, well, obviously the murderer is X. I don't want to spoil the movie, but obviously the murderer is X, but no, that's too easy. That's way too obvious. There's no way that could possibly be the solution.
I suspected why. Not why.
Why?
I kind of suspected this the other guy that you know who I'm talking about, the other main actor in the film, and turns out that I don't want to say the wrong thing to give away who it is.
I don't want to say, it's a mystery. If someone really wants to watch it, I don't want to spoil it. But I will tell everyone at home, if you watch this movie and in the first 10 minutes say, well, it's obviously X, it is.
You'll be right.
You'll be right. So, and it goes through all these twists and turns. So here's, the other problem I had with it is that with murder mysteries, I really like to be, like, fooled or put through the ringer, right? And be like, oh, this or this or this or this. And so in this film, I felt like I was smarter than the movie because I kept thinking of scenarios that were better. Like at every turn, I'm like, oh, it's this. Oh, no. You know, it would have been much better if it was this. And then another, like, you know, the next act comes and it's like, oh, okay, I bet. And then I think of this, like, whole scenario, and I'm like, nope, never mind, wasn't that. That would have been so much better if it was that. I mean, like, they have the elements, they had the set, they had the actors, they had everything, and then just failed.
Again, it's the flip side of the coin from the Black Angel, where the
Pretty
Black
much.
Angel.
If you're going to watch two movies that are the same genre and completely different in quality, those are the two I would pick.
One thing too is Black Angel. I'm not sure what studio did it, but it was a bigger studio. This I think was PRC, if I remember right.
PRC.
And it's that was one of the real lowest budget.
I don't fault the film from the point of view of like the technical aspects or the directing. It's all about storytelling. Like so it happens in the first minutes of the movie, but the Hugh Beaumont's ex-wife comes and visits Mary Beth Hughes. I'm going to use this as the first example. I'm not going to go any more examples, but there are like 10 of what I'm talking about. But the first time it happened, I'm looking for the twist. So Hugh Beaumont's ex-wife, comes to meet with Mary Beth Hughes and basically says, I'm not going to allow him to marry you, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing you a favor. It's actually a really cool scene because it's very like, oh, well, what? What's your deal? You never find out what her deal is. So, but the 2 hours later, she's murdered, right? And what I kept thinking, because they never showed the body, and all the other characters saw the body, but Mary Beth Hughes never saw the body. Immediately, I'm thinking, it wasn't her. So whatever this story is that's going on, the base assumption we have is that his ex-wife came and saw Mary Beth Hughes, but Mary Beth Hughes is the only person who doesn't know the ex-wife. And so, the twist or whatever's going on is that woman wasn't the ex-wife. And so whatever, she's involved, right? Or whatever. Like that's another layer to this cool mystery we're about to yeah. And it happened like that over and over and over again as the film went on. I'm like, okay, wait. So this and about the last 10 minutes I was getting mad because I'm like, oh, well, of course X is the murderer. I knew that from the first page, but who's going to... I mean, it's too obvious. What? And so... so I'm sorry, guys. I did really enjoy the acting. And from a technical standpoint, it was good directing and stuff, which is something that Teenage Thunder did not have. Teenage Thunder failed at everything. The storytelling, the acting, the cinematography. There was whole scenes that were in dark, like they were in witness protection. It was just. But this one's a good one in that way. In a robot monster